Yeah, there's no more hope for this. Blue Lock Season 2 has been building up to the main U20 match, and next week we are finally getting the game everyone's been waiting for. This was teased at the end of Season 1. Season 2's whole plot is this match, and the title of the season is literally the match. If you're a manga fan as well, you know that this arc is peak, so everyone grab their popcorn in anticipation, waiting for one of the best arcs in sports manga history to be adapted on the big screen. There was so much hype, people were proclaiming the word about it, and after 5 pretty dreadful weeks, the light at the end of the tunnel has come, giving us 3 trailers for this match. So we finally got our first sneak peeks of the match itself. To be honest, there was a lot of mystery behind this match. They haven't shown one bit of it until now. Will the animation be better? Were they saving the budget for this? What happened to the animation for the first 5 episodes? And they gave us all of our answers from these trailers. Yeah, we're due. I think that they saved the budget for the U20 squad has put up the white flag at this point. It looks like the exact same thing as the previous episodes, which we know has not received the best feedback. Keep in mind, it's fair to believe that they did save the budget because the first 5 episodes looked like a PowerPoint. But in the grand scheme of things, the U20 is what matters the most, so I can see where people are coming from. But honestly, we gotta be realistic. This is just disappointing. For how hyped up this season was, they've dished out just disappointment after disappointment. Keep in mind, this is the only promotional content for the U20 match. This is what they wanted to show the fans, and the trailer was actually 90% PNGs. We are not beating the PNG lock and Paper Mario allegations after this one. A character moving like this shouldn't be real, and it's not just that scene alone. Throughout the trailers, we're getting cardboard cutouts or characters moving or swaying. Even the scenes that looked like there was movement, it was faked. Like they just added speed lines and started shaking the camera. I don't know if there was an earthquake going on during this shot, but for a football anime, giving no movement to the kicks is quite unfortunate, and it's been like this for all of Season 2. We've seriously taken Season 1 for granted at this point, because just look at the movement here. It feels like I'm Unk status talking about the past, but Blue Lock is probably the hardest manga to adapt with no movement. The most hyped up match, and the trailer is supposed to show us what it looks like. The next frame, honestly, I have no words for this. I think it speaks for itself. And if you take away all the fancy colors and everything, you get a picture of the player sliding across the screen. This is just crazy to me because if you move the manga tab yourself, you can get the exact same effect. Again, this is what some people have been holding on to hope for. I've seen people wage war in the comment sections trying to defend the U20 match. Even after those 5 episodes, they were still saying the budget is going to be saved, the animation will improve, and this trailer just shut down all of that. I don't think there was a Harry Potter spell that could give me the amount of copium I've seen some people have. And at this point, we just gotta acknowledge it. I'm starting to think the copium and hope itself is more hype than the actual anime. They don't even care. It's like trying to gamble on something that has a 1% chance of being good. Honestly, it seems fun. Maybe we should hop on the train. But the copium doesn't ignore the fact that this is an actual PNG. If you go frame by frame, nothing changes but the position. And they also added some smoke screen effects. What is this even doing here? Like, what purpose does it serve? I wouldn't be surprised if the smoke is the next transition they use. I'm still weak as hell from that page transition they used earlier. Unironically, I think they're adding these effects to distract the viewers. This is probably the worst moment in the whole trailer, and to be fair, we also have to talk about the best moment in the trailer, which is Neru Tepe sliding in, and this was 3 frames of movement. The bar is so low, the best movement in the trailer was 3 frames of movement. There was also Aiku trying to riz everyone up. Honestly, the drawings have been good, so it's a huge disappointment that the animation is a letdown. Because for a football anime, that's what people are gonna see the most. The action, the goals, and as we stated before, there was no movement for the goals. They got no motion, and for people who know about this match, it has the most visually appealing, intricate goals in the whole manga. And everyone who watched the trailer is in agreement with this. The reaction to the trailer was just complete disappointment. Even the Japanese fanbase started talking about the still frames. So when I mean everyone, I mean everyone is noticing it. And the reason why everyone cares so much or is so passionate about it is because Blue Lock had the potential to be one of the best sports animes, maybe even one of the best anime animes in general. Lovable characters, a good plot, hype moments, a stacked voice acting cast, everything you need for an amazing anime is here, and it's evident that people love it because it was the best-selling manga of 2023. Even in 2024, BLUELOCK was the 5th best-selling manga, and season 2 hadn't even aired yet, which means it was 2 years since the last anime boost. So people love the manga, so that's why it hurts extra to see this adaptation and the animation. There was the whole argument of plot and characters is what matters the most, and even though that is true, the animation is literally affecting the plot and the characters. Take Shido, for example. You can tell the type of timing he was on without spoilers, because at the end of season 1, he had this whole entrance and tried to fight immediately, but in season 2, Shido's character, you don't even know what's going on. His character was botched because in the manga, him being a menace was backed up by his playing abilities. Pulling off crazy shots, eliminating Kunigami, which they cut out by the way, but come time for season 2, it's not a convincing argument. So for anime-only watchers, this is the first time we're seeing Shido. And what do we see? A picture with glowing effects. Honestly, you can't even tell what's going on here till Isagi explains it, because they don't show any movement or build up to it. They showed him just scoring and nothing else besides that. What made the other rivals and characters so menacing was the build up, which showed off their skills. Rin's introduction was him kicking 2 balls and they hit each other. When we saw this, everyone was shaking in their boots, and this was solidified by his game playing. Rin was an actual final boss. He was the scary boogeyman. So I think the scare or menace factor that Shido brings in the manga story isn't adapted in the anime, which is a big concern for the U20 game for multiple reasons. Because now the enemy team has Shido himself as well as other characters like Aiku and Itoshi Sai. And it's directly because of the animation that he's not as big of a threat as he is in the manga. And since we have 2 other huge players, it might be the same cases for them. So the animation might even ruin the U20 match, which is why people are so concerned. It's not just story and characters that matter, because the animation can quite literally boof it up too. And from what we've seen in the U20 trailers, this is exactly the case, and why people think it's over for BLUELOCK season 2. It's just sad to see how much animation can hold back all the good stuff BLUELOCK brings. That being said, no blame to the animators because they're not at fault. It's been confirmed by multiple sources, including an animator who worked on season 2 itself, that the production committee has been rushing everyone to meet deadlines. This explains the PNGs because everyone was rushed, and it's not like the animators can't animate because we've seen them animate and draw beautifully before. It was actually confirmed that they scrapped some of the animations and replaced them with the PNGs just to meet deadlines. If you don't understand how mind-boggling that is, think of your prized possession being thrown out of the window just to make money. That's what it really comes down to, because even with this animation and negative feedback they're getting, they renewed BLUELOCK for a 3rd season. They're renewing a new season when the animation has still been receiving a bunch of backlash. So season 3 might be the exact same in terms of animation. And we know they're not reinvesting into their product or their team because of the animation we've seen so far in season 2. They could be giving their team better deadlines, hiring more animators, just reinvesting into the product, but it seems like they're just pocketing the money, which was also stated by the animator who worked on the season. And it's a slap in the face to the fans as well, because people love the show and were willing to defend it, waiting for this match. And then the trailer drops, and even the hardest copers who thought the animation was gonna improve have disappeared. So the best-selling manga of 2023's best arc is not getting the adaptation it deserves. It's a sad case for anyone on both sides. If you cared about the animation, if you didn't care about the animation, it's still gonna affect the series. Like I always say, what matters the most is your personal enjoyment of the show. If you enjoy it, then I guess that's what matters, but I do recommend the manga since it 100% give you way more enjoyment than the anime. But that's it for this video. Thought I'd update you quick on the state of the U20 match. I'll see y'all in the next one.